Hi everyone, welcome to Brandon on Tech. My name is Brandon, and today we're going to review the Ultrahuman Ring Air, this guy right here. And we're going to talk about its capabilities, what the software offers, how it's been with me using it for the past week or so, and whether or not I recommend it. So stay tuned. Okay, before we get into the actual ring and then the software that goes along with it, I wanted to point out that when you size the ring, it's actually pretty cool. You can use this app that's a ring sizer that's provided by Ultrahuman, and you can also request a sizing kit. So I went with I actually happen to have an Oura sizing kit, and I don't believe they recommend you use that. They recommend you use their sizing kit, and I would agree with them there. The other thing with that is I actually tried a couple different sizes before I found the one that fit. But I just wanted to take you through the Ring Sizer app because I think it's pretty cool. It might work for you. It might not. I don't think it was correct for me, but it might be correct for you and it might work out. I would probably recommend just getting the sizing kit from them, and I think it takes a couple days. I didn't actually order the sizing kit from them. I think you can order it from Amazon, and I'll post a link in the description for that. But let's get into the ring sizer, and I'll just take you through what that looks like, and then we'll jump into the ring itself, the physical ring, and I'd like to take you through the software as well. So we're going to open up the Ring Sizer app, and it's a nice little wizard, steps you through everything. You'll need a credit card, and you're going to put the credit card above your hand and kind of put your hand on a desk, put the credit card above your hand, and then it's going to measure your fingers. Now, the one thing I found with this was it was hard to actually take the picture with my phone. I've got a 15 Pro Max, so that size phone, it was a little hard to hold that phone and then take a picture because my thumb isn't that great, isn't that long. So one thing there. But it's really easy to use. It asks to confirm if you're on the right hand or not, and you say yes, and then it steps you through, and it basically gave me a size 9. I ended up going with a size 10. So that's why I'm not sure if that's a perfect app to use, but it'll give you a good idea of the size. Okay, let's talk about the ring itself and then jump into the software. So the ring fits great. I am wearing it on my left hand on my index finger. I've got my wedding ring, and then I've got another ring on my right hand, and I've been bouncing between a few different fingers. I've kind of been wearing it here, and then I've been wearing it on the right index finger, and I've been going with the middle finger as well. So my size 10 ring has been able to kind of go between those four fingers, and I find depending on what I'm doing, it kind of interferes a little bit, or I'm just not used to it yet. One thing I do wish is that maybe the ring was made in almost like a silicone material or a rubbery material, because it does clink against, like when I've got my mug or when I've got my water bottle here, it'll kind of clink against this, and I can then I feel the ring. When I'm typing or doing anything else, it doesn't bother me at all. Um, but that's one thing there that I wish maybe they could make it with like a silicone material or plastic material, so I actually wouldn't feel it as much. But I do appreciate the titanium. It scratches a lot, so I will say that. If I'm wearing it on my middle finger, it's rubbing against the ring on my ring finger, so I can visibly see like marks where it's been rubbing against the other ring, and then just normal day-to-day use, I'm seeing scratches on the ring. So that is something to consider. I think eventually you probably would just ignore it and not even worry about it scratching anymore. It's more of a fitness tracker, so it's, I guess aesthetically it's not gonna look beautiful like a regular ring, but my other rings don't, I guess, visibly have scratches on them. I think maybe it's just because this is black and it's black titanium material, so it's going to show some scratches coming through. Maybe the silver wouldn't show as many scratches, but I think it would. I think any material you get, it's going to show scratches if you're wearing it on your index, especially. And then if you don't wear any other rings, you could probably maybe go for your middle finger, and you won't see any of those scratches. Another cool thing that's available are complications for your watch. So I've got a complication here that's showing movement, sleep, and recovery on my watch, which is pretty cool. I can change this around and go and edit. And if I go over to complications, you'll see the Ultrahuman. There are some different ones available. Some of them show blank, but when you do access them, they'll show you what it is when you actually go in and use it. So that's just a nice added bonus to the watch itself. Let's jump over to the widgets on the phone. All right, let's take a look at the software on the Ultrahuman. I've got my phone up, and I've wanted to first show some of the widgets that are available. There's a large widget, or I think this is actually a medium-sized widget at the top that'll show your movement, index, and active hours, and then the number of steps and your activity. If you tap on it, it'll take you into the app. And then I put some of the smaller widgets here just to kind of scroll through and show you what those look like. So you've got steps, your recovery score, sleep index, and then I believe this is metabolism that I don't have set up with my ring. But those are some of the widgets available, which is pretty nice. And then if we go into the app itself, at the top you'll see what are your stimulant permissible window and the hours available. So this actually takes in to account things like caffeine intake, and you can taper that off, and that'll basically tell you that you've got a better amount of sleep, or you'll get more sleep if you start to taper off stimulants at a certain hour based on your sleep. I haven't really gotten too much into that, but because my diet is horrible. But if I really was paying attention to that, I could come in and look at that. And there's also your movement index number, your sleep index number, and then your recovery score, as well as cardiovascular fitness. There is no journaling here, other than what you kind of see here is how are you feeling right now, and you can kind of rate yourself there. Any one of these you can jump into. So the movement index you can go into, and then you can go further in there. I can go into activity and see that. If I go back out, I am at today right now. There is no like month view that you can see, so but I can go back days by swiping left and right here, so I can go back if I want to just check previous days, and I can see that activity there. Sleep index is pretty nice. This will show you your time in bed, your efficiency, and then all of your contributors to your sleep index show here as well. And I can jump into any one of those and see that specific information. And then, of course, there are articles and things that you can read to help you along with that. If I go back to recovery score, this will show me my recovery score, and if I'm within range or if anything needs attention, it'll show me that here as well. And then cardiovascular fitness. I like the app a lot. You can jump around and see where you're at within your fitness in the app. So I think it's like a step, in my opinion, it's a step above Oura. And I would say a step below Whoop, the Whoop fitness tracker. Whoop actually goes and gives you a little bit more data, but it has the journaling and all the other stuff, and this is kind of like a happy medium for me. I can kind of come in here, look at things from today or weekly or monthly and kind of check that out. Measure skin temperature as well. One thing that I would like to see improved here is the activities. So I've got two activities. It does import from Zwift, and it'll import from Apple Health. Surprisingly, it doesn't import from Strava, which is interesting. So Ultrahuman, if you happen to be watching this video, I'd love to know if maybe Strava integration is on the way. I assume it's maybe an API, or the API call might be too expensive or something like that to get that data. But when you're in and looking at, like, say, Zwift and my Zwift workout, it's very basic. There's not a lot of information in the activity. Now I can go into Strava, I can go into Zwift, and I can see that activity, specifically to see where I'm at within my heart rate zones. So how much time I'm spending in my heart rate zones. Whoop actually showed you that. I don't think Aura did, but Whoop would show you how much time you were in each heart rate zone, and that was really nice. The other thing is if you were out walking or something, or you were doing a run, it would show you the map that it was pulling from like an Apple workout, and it would show you that information as well. But like cycling, if I look at this, it's just very basic. It just shows you the heart rate, and that's about it. If I go back a day and we look at, let's see, other activity, that was a walk that I did in the morning. Again, really all you're getting is just the heart rate from here. There's not a lot to it. You can kind of tap on different sections and see where you were at in your heart rate. But it would be nice to be able to have this all in one app where I could see the different zones that I'm in. So let's go back, and you'll see your timeline here at the bottom, and then you can see your ring battery here and the health of your battery, which hasn't synced up yet. I'm actually wearing my ring, but it hasn't. I think it's actually syncing all the data there. The other thing that I have not been able to figure out at all, and again, Ultrahuman, if you happen to be watching this and you know, is it doesn't, it everything is in metric. So if I scroll back up, you'll see my movement index is equivalent to a 4.3 kilometer walk. It's kind of funny because under profile, if I look at settings, I can go and see temperature preferences and glucose unit preference, but there isn't a way to change from metric in terms of like my weight and my height and like things like kilometers. So that's an interesting thing there. It's a little odd. We'll go down from settings. Under settings, you can see your movement index, and they do offer the ability to subscribe for like additional damage protection, theft and loss, that type of thing. But there is no subscription just to use the app like you have with Whoop and you have with Aura. And then under My Data to connect to other apps, you'll see here the apps that you can connect to: Zwift, Apple Health, Garmin, Wahoo Polar, Google Fit. No Strava though, so that's also an interesting thing. Let's jump back to home. So that is basically the app. You can add macros. You can get into Metabolism and request access to their beta program where you actually, I believe you wear a patch and then you can tap your phone to that patch. And I think it's more tracking what you're eating and everything you're eating there, and you can measure that. You can also do zones and create zones if you want to measure scores with friends or set up zones for a group share, something like that. And then under Discover, you have the ability to look at different podcast type things, articles, different workouts that you have the ability to use with the app. So that's a nice function as well. And then Profile, where I was just at. So that is the app in general. I think it's nicely designed. I think it's better than Aura, a little less than Whoop. So I'd really like, they do come up with updates a lot for, I think I've gone through maybe 3 updates to my ring since I've had it. So I'm hoping that maybe the software will update a little bit and we'll get some more integrations, maybe Strava integrations, maybe seeing map data and heart rate zones more within your workouts on the app side. Oh, and one other thing. Today I got an email from Ultrahuman with a report that shows me my metrics for the week, which is a really nice thing. I can see my sleep index trend over the last 3 weeks, what's improved, what needs improvement. So a real nice report that they send you. I'm assuming every week, where you get these metrics just at a glance. You can see what's been going on with your fitness. All right, so we talked about the software, we talked about how the ring fits in general. Overall, I would recommend this ring. I think it's great. I've used the Oura for just a little bit, and kind of talking about the software, and as we went through that, there are things I'd like to see improved on the software side. The ring fit is really nice. It's a lightweight ring. It's not as noticeable as say the Whoop is as when I was wearing it. And then the Oura ring has the three kind of little bumps on the back side of the ring, which I did notice when I was wearing that ring. So this one is way more comfortable, very lightweight. I didn't get the chance to actually wear both at the same time. I had the Oura for a few days, and then I had the Ultrahuman. So definitely some improvements I could see made on the software side, but overall I think it's a great ring. I'm going to continue to wear it until something else comes along, because that's usually how it works. There's always something better that's going to come along. But hopefully Ultrahuman can bring out some updates in the software and keep me engaged with that, and keep me wanting to wear it and using it as my everyday ring and fitness tracker along with my Apple Watch. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'd love it if you could like and subscribe. It really helps me with my channel, and it'll help bring more reviews and more tech talks about things that I like and things that I'm currently using that might be helpful for you. So until next time, thanks.